We're jumping on early, guys, because I think this one's in the bag. So for this final, 5 minutes, we'll get a jump start on everything going on with Alabama. Welcome to the next round. Make sure that you like, subscribe, thumbs up, be a part of what we're doing here after every Alabama game. And let's talk a little Bama, Eastern Illinois, or let's talk a little bit of Alabama, Auburn, because the Iron Bowl's next. So thank you, guys, and let's get this party started. Good to see all you guys today. Some of you are already calling in because you want to talk, and I love that. Like, come on, let's go. Show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi, the Azaleas, the Oaks, two amazing golf courses at Dancing Rabbit. And the other thing, too, is they want me to tell you about a super concert that's coming that you guys are going to want to see. And that's Lita Ford, Dee Snider, Firehouse are going to be there on December 27th. So make sure that you come and hang. I see the comments section is starting to go. Some of you guys are already on here because you know what I think about Talty. Guess what? Nothing changed since last week. We're going to have Jim Dunaway on the show. We're going to hear from you guys. Thank you for getting my back, though, because I felt a little guilty about putting my flip-flop up his rear end, but he stinks. He's got to get it figured out. I think we all want that. All right, let's go. All right, here we are, all of us together again, talking Bama football, back in the home studio, so I don't feel as bad. Let me get the lighting right. Got the game on, 49 the zip. How did they know the over-under is 49.5? Somebody explain to me how with 5 minutes left, we're outgaining them 489-40, and the over-under is 49.5, and that's where we're at. Like, are we going to take a knee, Saban style, or are we going after them? That's the question. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being here. We would have hit it if Talty wouldn't have missed another kick. He stinks, and we're stuck with him. So we got to get the guy's head right because next week we're going to be in Auburn, and when he's shanking the hell out of kicks, it's going to cost us the Iron Bowl, the postseason. So I say go for it on fourth down. Eastern Illinois, they're terrible. We knew that. Bama scored 14 in the first, 14 in the second, 7 in the third. They'll probably get another 14 here, in the last drive. And if I was DeBoer, I would do that, make sure you cover. Ty Simpson, 11 of 16, 147, 2 touchdowns. We saw some Austin Mack, 5 of 5. I thought he looked good. Keelan Russell looked good. Jam Miller had a good day, 11 carries, 62 yards, a touchdown. Kevin Riley got in there, 8 carries, 36 yards, 2 touches, 2 tutties. A.K. Deere, good to see him in the game, 5 carries, 24 yards. Dre Washington in there, 6 carries, 20 yards. And Richard Young had a touchdown on 4 carries and 16 yards. So that's where we are right now. These games are cool because you get a chance to kind of see the future. And I love that. But let me go to the phone lines. And I'm just curious what you guys think about this one. Who's this and where are you calling from?
So Robert from Mobile.
Robert, what is up, dude? I think we got everything working today. So if you have a killer phone call, everybody's gonna hear it. While you're talking, I'm gonna smoke a stove. But great to hear you, brother, man. I love you, and I'm glad that you found us. And I'm sorry about the last time because I enjoyed your last call. Nobody heard it but me.
Oh no, that's no problem. Well, this was pretty much how we expected. Although actually, it was more dominant on the defense than I expected. I don't remember the defense doing this to anybody. In recent memory, what they only have 30 yards total offense. Goodness gracious!
This defense is getting better. Robert, this defense is getting better every week, man.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I tell you, between them and Oklahoma, who I think is the 2 best defenses in probably in all of college football.
Yeah.
Really. It's amazing how it went from no effort in that Florida State game. They looked embarrassing. To hey, you guys might be the best the best defense in college football now. You're playing so well. The offense, the only thing I'm still not feeling Ty as being the way he was, right after the Florida State loss. Right after the Florida State loss, Ty was dialed in, and he was on a Heisman track. And it peaked in that Georgia game. And then after the Georgia game, it looks like it's kind of declined. Even today, he looks, of course, it's better because of 2 interceptions. One, of course, was the Hail Mary pass. Nobody cares about that.
Right.
The other one, they got made a really good play. The linebacker made a fantastic play.
Yeah.
I can see why I thought he could get it over his head. So that wasn't so bad. But I'm just not sensing that fire that we saw, after the Florida State game, in that stretch. He was on fire. He was in complete command. And now it feels like it's not, the spark is not quite there. Of course, last weekend it was almost out. And this weekend I was hoping to see, okay, just like you picked it back up after that Florida State loss, will I see it here? I wasn't quite sure I saw it here. The backups, like you said, backup quarterbacks, they look like they're could be next level good.
Well, if I'm AK Deer, I'm looking at this going, well, Robert, if I'm AK Deer, I'm looking at this and going, Daniel Hill, I like him. Jan Miller, I like him, but they're not hitting the open holes, man. They missed some big ass runs against Oklahoma, and AK's a home run hitter. That's no disrespect to anybody else, but if you're missing those spots, even Ryan Grubb talked about it on the Monday post, press conference, and he's right. Like, you're seeing it. Like, hey, instead of cutting in, cut out, and you got a touchdown, or you got at least a 25-yard run. Like, I watched Ole Miss and Florida when I was at Pearl River, and I'm watching that defense just with gaping holes. You can't win without being able to run the ball like that. You got to have explosives from the run game. Bama's got to get there. I feel like AK Deer could be that guy to get him there.
Yeah, it's possible. I think he probably could be too. Right, because the 200 yards rushing today, who couldn't have predicted that? I knew we were going to hit 200 because for no other reason, because that nonsense that committee chairman said, or person said about why they put Notre Dame over us, not being able to run the ball.
He didn't like to win against LSU.
Not winning the games.
Get out of my face, man.
Yeah.
That's not really what I want to say.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You know what I want to say.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, Talby, it's sorry, man.
Were you mad at me for saying what I said last week, Robert? Were you mad at me for saying that about Talty? I said he effing sucks.
Everybody said it.
I feel like I got some heat from some people, but I don't give a F. Like, he's just not doing it right now, man. Like, watching him kick the uprights today, I'm like, man, this game doesn't even matter, dude. You're effing everybody over in Vegas.
Yeah.
That half a point, they know
Alabama's
you.
Up 21 points.
You know what I mean? They know you, Talty. It's 49.5, but they know you're going to miss the extra point.
South Carolina is probably kicking themselves today, saying we didn't take a chance on this guy missing.
God, I know.
Maybe you shouldn't have let us score. You probably would have been better off taking a chance on him missing the chip shot. But okay, thank you. You can't. We can't do it. We keep him as the starter. He's got to go.
We're stuck with him for this year, though. He's the worst. When's the last time we had a guy this bad?
There's got to be a freshman on it. Yeah, I've never seen one this bad. He's the worst kicker I've ever seen in my life. I'm 59. I've never seen a kicker this bad on any team.
We've had some bad ones, but not like this one. They need to use that NIL money.
Yeah, let's use some of that.
And get
anybody.
Somebody.
It doesn't matter. It gets anybody. You can't go be any worse than him. I don't know how you get made the squad. It's amazing. But
I do love how he gets in everybody's ass when he misses, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, you kicked the ball. Like, you weren't holding right. Your snap sucked. I You play golf with somebody like that, you know, like they're just losing it over. It's like, look, bro, you shanked that shit. It wasn't on me. Don't put it on, don't put it on me.
You have NFL kickers who never even look up when they're kicking because that's irrelevant to them.
Yeah.
What's relevant to them is that ball hitting that spin in that spot. That's what matters to them. You don't even some of them don't even look up.
Hey, we just covered, Robert.
If I hit it right, it's going to go where I want.
That's right. And AK Deer, and I want to see I want AK Deer to come out against the Tigers next week. I want AK Deer.
Yes,
I want to see that zero running down the field in Lee County. Where they're like, whoa, who's this guy? We didn't see this guy. This guy and the guy that's like running into the tackles. I mean, you know, we need him. I mean, plain and simple. He needs to be running the ball.
With this committee, where it is, we need to put another. What was when we needed it last time? A beat down of Auburn in Auburn, and AJ McCarron put it. I think it was like 49-10 or something like that.
Man, I don't even.
We need that kind of level.
It's been a while since we got their ass really good there. You know.
Yeah, with this committee, if we don't put an oppressive beat down on Auburn, who knows what they'll do? And even if we make the SEC championship game, if we lose. I mean, we can't trust these people. Now, last year was fine for the ACC team,
right,
but not us. Oh yeah, I mean, we can't trust the committee. Let's take care of business with Auburn. A beat down on them would be greatly appreciated, and it can be done if we don't turn the ball over. But we got to clean these turnovers up.
Can I ask you a question, Robert?
I'm
like a serious question.
Turnovers today. They got to clean them up.
Can I ask you a serious question? Two friends just talking. Do you think that Auburn's due a good old-fashioned country ass whooping?
They've been due for so long, and that voodoo place keeps them in games. We've only overcome that voodoo a few times in that building.
I know.
To really blow them out.
You're talking about the Auburn Jesus.
I
know. It's time for them, though. Like, they've got away with so much.
It is time.
Another shitty Auburn team. And it's time to go down there and whoop their ass. Like, I mean, I'm looking at the college football resume. Notre Dame doesn't match up against us. I don't care what all that stuff is. Like, let's beat Auburn just so that we can all take a sigh of relief here in the state and stop talking about. If I hear one more person talk about Auburn's a really good foreign whatever team they are, 4-6 team. No. You're 4-6 because you suck. And we need to go down there and put it on you.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like forget about all the voodoo. Let's just be better than them, right?
I think a blowout victory of Auburn puts us and guarantees us in the playoff. Mm-hmm. If we can manage that, we blow them out. I think we're guaranteed to playoff win or whatever happens in the SEC championship game, which isn't long. These championship games aren't long for this world anyway. They're becoming more and more irrelevant, and they're becoming more of a detriment than a help. So they'll be ending soon. And if I was Alabama in the SEC, I would go back to those 8 games and cupcakes for the other 4 because the committee is showing they're not honoring strength of schedule. So what's the point?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like we should have played these guys in the middle of that stretch where we had to play all these hard games. We played 5 hard games, right? 4 ranked teams, South Carolina, got 1 week off, Tennessee, LSU, and Oklahoma. Why not play these guys in there somewhere? You know, Eastern Illinois. We didn't even know who they were. And I was doing the pregame show and Innisfree, and their fans were like, "Hey, just tell everybody that you know, we really appreciate you guys playing us. Like it helps us pay for all of our shit." Like, good. I'm glad. Like, let us pay for all your shit, but let's do this at the beginning, you know, in the middle of a bad stretch, instead of you know when we're out here getting our ass kicked.
Season cupcake.
God.
Yeah, beginning of the season cupcake, maybe 2, middle of the season cupcake, and right for the Iron Bowl cupcake, because we're being punished for playing these tougher teams. So what's the point? All right, committee, you did it. So yeah.
Well,
all
Robert,
right, man, somebody else,
hey, Robert, great to hear. Hey, man, I love you, man. Thank you for calling and Roll Tide, man. Come call next week.
Okay.
That's one of the All-American callers on the show. All right, let me go right back to the phone lines again because we got Jim Dunaway coming up here in a second. Let me get one more call, and then we're going to get Jim. Who's this, and where you calling from?
From one All-American to another. It's Ice, man.
Ice, baby. You're setting up Jim Dunaway right now. You tell me what you thought about this game, Ice. 56 Goose Egg, Alabama.
Let's see.
Tell me something.
Man. Oh, man. First, I gotta give flowers to Bama basketball real quick.
Oh, dude, me too.
Man, what a game. What a game. What a game. And I mean, I'll say this. You know, what can we really take away from this game? I kind of like to have a solid backup at the center position because I was worried that if we lost Parker Belford, that we're just going to have, oh my gosh, like what a great, like, that was Vandermark, right? Great game from him, honestly.
Dude, he killed it, man.
The second half, I really didn't see anything. I was listening to old Chris Stewart. But I mean, it sounded like AK Deer had a really good game. I mean, I wish we could see more of him outside of games like this. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I kind of wish I'm with you. I wish we would have had this game somewhere earlier in the season, or at the very least, this is kind of where I would have liked a game like Wisconsin, you know, where we could get a little bit more of a pulse so we can just kind of gauge where we're at. I mean, you can't be upset with the performance except for one thing. Connor freaking Talty. God damn it. Stop missing field goals. What the hell?
Who's he going to blame this week?
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on. I
don't know. I mean,
Coker called him a hot-headed kicker.
At this point, can we get this?
I don't even know what you say.
Is there someone behind him, like the Tucker Cornelius? That's a cool name.
The other guy came in
and
barely made an extra point, though. I mean, like, you know, watching the other guy, you're like, well, you're playing because we got this guy, you know?
We might be better off if we just trotted out one of the female soccer players like Vanderbilt did. You know, I don't know at this point. It's that bad. It's really bad. I don't know. Do we need to go to college game day and just start recruiting kickers? I mean,
Pat McAfee down here to
maybe
help
ask
us.
Pat McAfee. Yeah, you know, help us recruit a kicker or something. It's bad. I mean, I know we've had our woes at the kicker position. I know that, and Will Reichard really spoiled us. But we have some kind of standard here. We got to have a pulse at the kicker position, and we don't. It's just so inconsistent. When the entire stadium, which is probably about half full because it's, you know, a nobody game, is booing you for an extra point, you know you're bad.
I know.
You gotta, like, we gotta go to someone else. So,
or he needs to pick it up, man.
I mean, you know, I don't want to be mad.
No, I got you. You are you worried about him kicking down at Auburn?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I'm telling you right now. I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. If he has a kick six, he should be arrested. Like, yeah, just put him in jail. Like, no, you do not do that. Okay, we're not living that again. I am not going to hear about the kick six 2.0.
Yeah.
So
right.
I hope, for the love of God, that we just throw a Hail Mary on that play instead of just a kick six.
Yeah.
I do not trust that guy at all. Until he proves otherwise, I don't trust him. I mean, I would like to hear from, you know, all of our guys across the board, you know, and Clinton Lamb and all that, on who we're recruiting at the kicker position. I mean, I know we're doing good everywhere else. I want to know that we're doing good at this position now.
Right.
So, because let's be real, that was a difference in a lot of games.
Well, I mean,
because
kicking's a big deal, man. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, if you're 4th and 3 and you're like in the zone where you should make a field goal, and we're still going for it because we don't have any confidence in our kicker, that does stall the defense. It stalls the offense, and that puts the defense back on the field.
Right.
And gives them a kind of a bad situation.
Yeah.
So, like, we need those guaranteed points when those are there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm getting too riled up. We won today, and, I mean, that's really good. I think the performance was fantastic. I liked what I saw out of Austin Mack. I know that everyone glosses over him and goes straight to Keelan Russell, but I mean, we've been talking about it all year. Look at all these guys that follow Kalen DeBoer, from Washington. He's one of them too. I mean,
right.
I'm just saying, I think Austin Mack might be the guy next year. I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I really like what I saw out of him today.
I agree.
All right, Mick, I can't wait to hear from you next week after a win.
Yeah, brother. Well, good to talk to you. We're going to bring up Jim now. Great to see you, Ice. And we'll talk after next week's win over in the Iron Bowl. Roll Tide, brother. Great to talk to you. All right, let me bring him on. This is one of the definitely one of the OGs in our business. Guy I love. Part of the next round, Jim Dunaway, big Bama guy. What's up? How you doing? What'd you think, Jim?
Can you hear me okay audio wise? First off, checking new system here. Yeah.
Championship football's behind you. Are we adding a championship football this year?
I hope so. I hate this game. I think these games go away very soon. I think we'll be playing only conference games in November very soon when we go to 9 games, maybe as early as next year. I don't like these games late in the year. They mean nothing. You only risk getting people hurt, like you saw Ty Simpson getting his knees whacked with 27 seconds to go in the first half. Dangerous situation there for QB1 to be in a game like this. So not really a fan of these games. I'm not really sure you can get anything out of them except negative things. The kicker
Right.
again. You guys are talking Connor Talty. That's been a talking point of yours all year long. Not to get personal on Connor
What do you
Talty,
think, Jim?
but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. What do you think?
But he's the best kicker on the roster, or
Right.
he wouldn't be out there. I mean, for all the fandom and the greatness of Alabama fans and people like you, y'all can bitch and moan all you want about kickers, but the
And we
the coaches see him every day in practice, and trust me, they're not going to roll out one because they like him and he's not as good as the kicker behind him.
Right.
And you saw Peter Notaro come in. They did try to correct some of the problems in the kicking last week in the second half when they replaced Bird with Rozier, and that continued today. So seeing 52 out there, even for the first missed field goal, lets me know that there's a transition that has happened in the long snapping duties on kicks. So Bird 45, the guy who got his butt chewed last week, looks like he's lost that position to 52, and the snaps looked a lot better today, second half, and then today, as opposed to what we saw last week. But the Talty's confidence is gone. It doesn't help when you hit the upright and you get booed by 87,000 of your own fans, and going into a rivalry game at Auburn, you probably want his confidence to be at its peak, and that's not where it is right now.
No, and you're a great golfer. You're out there, and golfing and kicking are very similar. How do we get this guy, or how does he get himself back on track for the Auburn game? I mean, if you were not to say you're like the kicking guru, but if you were like comparing it to golf, which you know how it is, your swing could be off, and then all of a sudden you get it back on. We all want him to do well. Like, don't get us wrong. All of us that were booing, and me, we want him to do well. Yeah. It's just been rough. We need Jim to tell us, and him too, like how do we get you back on target for those uprights?
I think it was the LSU game, wasn't it, where he made a 45-yarder and another
Great
one,
kick.
but he missed one. And I was tuned into you, and everybody was talking about the one he missed, not the 45-yarder. It's confidence. You make one, you make one, and that leads to a second one, and then it leads to 28 in a row, like Will Reichard. But Will Reichard's kicking in the NFL. This guy is not that guy, and he wasn't supposed to be that guy. So you got to have a guy that is going to be as confident as he possibly can be going into next week, and that usually starts with a good kick. Luckily, you have a coaching staff in Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb that traditionally go for it on fourth down, even if you got a great kicker. They are dynamic and aggressive on play calling on fourth downs, and they're very comfortable in that situation. So even if he was kicking good, you would see a lot of traditional by the book field goal situations that these guys would go for, and they're very comfortable in that. And where the kicking is right now, it wouldn't surprise me if next week you see what would be an obvious field goal attempt. In most situations, you'd see them go for it and trust the offense.
I hope not, Jim. I want to.
Well, no, I mean, I would in this situation, if you
Hate
got
this.
if you got a kicker that's not confident
Yeah.
on the road, who are you going to trust? Would you trust
I don't
your,
know.
3 wide receivers, Quavers at tight end, and Ty Simpson with the ball in his hand, trying to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards, or would you try?
Yeah.
Well, are you trusting a field goal over 35 yards?
I'm
Right
not
now, I would
trusting
trust
him.
Right now, I trust the offense 4th and 3rd to 4th and 7 instead of trying to field goal. And that's just the situation. You know what you've got when you're going in there. Gene Stallings, when I first started in the business, told me a long time ago, he didn't care where the line was. He just wanted to know where the line was, where I knew that I was going to get 3 points.
Yeah.
So they could call the offense that way, and he can make the decision. If you're consistently good and your limit is 38 yards, that's as good
Yeah.
as you can kick it. 38
Right.
yards. I need to know that's it. And everything after 38 yards is the gamble I'm going to take. Either we're going to punt it, we're going to go for it, or I'm going to say, okay, it's worth the gamble to you to try to make it more. I just need something consistent to know where I'm going to get the 3 points. And we've seen Alabama several times have nightmares, even through the Saban years, especially down there kicking field goals. So I'm comfortable in the fact that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb, when given the opportunity, will go for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 5, 4th and 7, and feel probably better in that situation than with a field goal attempt.
Yeah. You and I both have done high school football. I think you still do at Vestavia. I used to do county high. One of the games we played, we had Hoover and Will Reichert was kicking.
Yeah.
Gosh, he's out there kicking 55-yarders in high school. And they're
Well, when my daughter,
down the middle.
When my daughter was cheering and she stopped cheering in 6th grade at Oak Mountain, we were playing Hoover's 6th grade team. It was still youth football, and the only team we played all season long, 10 games, was Hoover, and Will Reichard was the kicker in 6th grade, and they ran him out and he kicked extra points and field goals, and he hit a 30-yard field goal in a youth football game where some fields didn't even have goalposts, but we happened to be playing one that had goalposts. He rolled out and kicked a 30-yard field goal in the 6th grade. So there are some guys born to do it, and some guys who do it because they need somebody to do it.
Right. Well, give me your take on this game. AK Deer, I'm an advocate for AK Deer. A lot of the people that I talk to tell me that, Bama missed. And I heard Ryan Grubb kind of reiterate this in the post game, or really the Monday press conference, not the post game, but the Monday press conference, where the offensive lines made holes and we're just not hitting them. And I feel like AK Deer may be that guy that they need to put in the game, like the Derrick Henry when he was a freshman. We need a home run hitter, and he got an opportunity today, and guess what? The guy hit home runs.
Yeah, I would say that's number one on my list. Better vision from the running backs. That's coming out of last week. There were holes last week. So number one of the things I wanted to see going into the Auburn game when you get down to Jordan-Hare Stadium is better vision from the running backs, because I thought the offensive line did a much better job blocking in the run game against a really good Oklahoma defense. And I thought the Formby move from right tackle to right guard was a tremendous move by the coaching staff. Carroll still getting beat a lot around the edge on the pass rush, but in the run game, Formby there in the middle, I think long term is going to help this team for the Iron Bowl and whatever comes next for this team. And so the better vision from the running backs is a key there. Something Jam and Daniel Hill have struggled with at times. Jam mostly has gotten to where he is stutter stepping, not hitting the hole full speed, not seeing the hole, taking the wrong direction when he has the decision, the read to make. So better vision. But if you go to AK Deer, are you losing something in pass pro? That would be the big question that the coaches will decide. And at this point in the season, when you're setting 9-2 and you're in the basically control your own destiny for the SEC championship game and the playoffs, I don't think you do wholesale changes anywhere, especially off of an Eastern Illinois game. So AK Deer is very talented. I think he's the future at Alabama at running back, but I would hold with what you got with Jam Miller and Daniel Hill, and just hope those guys do a better job of seeing the holes in the run game down there. But Deer played some earlier in the year, so you could see him get out there in rotation. I just wonder what you give up in pass pro if he's the guy.
I think that's the biggest issue with the young guys. Is like, are you going to be able to do the other things besides run the football, right?
That's right. That's right. And that's why, I mean, it kept Sean Alexander off the field until that night in Baton Rouge when he scored 4 touchdowns. The reason he wasn't on the field was because he was a ineffective and sometimes unwilling pass blocker.
Yeah.
And that's what kept Sean off the field until they couldn't keep him off the field anymore. And that is something you've got to do, especially with the way the offensive line has been at times this year,
Yeah.
especially around the tackles at protecting Ty Simpson. The running backs have to be really good at picking up someone to come in and pick up that blitz, or just a person that got beat on the blocks. And you got to have that extra line of protection because the receivers are so good.
Yeah. Your overall thoughts. I mean, I know this isn't it's a 56-0 game. Bama covers the spread. Like, we knew that they could have played the third string and won this football game. But just coming off of the Oklahoma game, setting up for the Iron Bowl, your thoughts on what you saw in this football game?
Well, I'll give you just my big vision first. Today, the interesting thing is Ryan Grubb being down on the field and not up in the booth. I want to know if that is a decision that will carry over to Jordan-Hare Stadium. I'm at home. I'm not at the news conference today. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to check and see what Kalen DeBoer said post-game about that. Is that a move that they're making? Or were they trying something out that they may do next week when they get down to Jordan-Hare Stadium, having Grubb from upstairs and have him down? And if he is going to be down permanently, does Sheridan go up, or do both of them stay down so they can communicate things that they're seeing with Ty Simpson and the receivers, and maybe in the run game? We're late in the year that Ryan Grubb may feel comfortable enough with analysts that are on the team and other coaches to trust them to be his eyes in the sky, and maybe he wants to be down. So that's the big takeaway for me today is Ryan Grubb. Is he going to be down, or is he going to be up moving forward? Have they gotten to the point where he feels like they're going to be better served with him down on the field? Things that concern me moving forward. There are 2 things. One of them is Ty's accuracy. It has not been the same since the bye week coming back. Last week, he held the ball too much. He missed some open receivers. He wasn't as accurate as he could be today either. Is he trying to be perfect? Is he trying to be too much? He needs to get back into that groove he was in before the bye week, before the LSU game. And then I'm starting to get a little vibe of the defensive tackling. We missed some tackles last week that could have been key to Alabama maybe stopping one of those drives for the touchdown, the one touchdown they got last week against Oklahoma, or maybe held them out of field goal range, or made their great kicker make it a little longer. The tackling issues that haunted us in the Florida State game and then seemed to have gone away, starting to pop up a little bit today. Saw some of it last week. Do not want that to become contagious. You need to make sure that tackling is buttoned up next week when you go down to Auburn and play the rivalry game. But those are my big takes right there. Is Ryan Grubb permanently down? Can Ty get his accuracy back like he was during the streak of beating 4 straight ranked teams? And can the tackling be spot on like it was there for so much of the season? Other than that, it's just you roll them out there and go see if you can get a rivalry win and clinch that spot in Atlanta. And if you get to Atlanta, there's no way they're keeping you out of the playoff, win or lose. But as an Alabama guy, you don't go anywhere to lose. So you try to put a year on the wall, winning another SEC championship at that point. So it's to the good part of the year. And I think the team's in a good spot. It would have been a lot better if they could have not fumbled it or thrown an interception last week and beat Oklahoma, who is very good. You saw them win earlier today. But Alabama was the better team in that one. I hate that we're in this position, but that's where we are, and we'll see what it looks like next week at Jordan-Hare.
Hey, great points. Would you rather, this is my last question for you, would you rather lose to Oklahoma and beat Auburn, or would you rather have beaten Auburn or beaten Oklahoma and lost to Auburn?
I think the answer is you want to win them all.
I know, like, if you had to pick one.
I've lived through most of my career. It would have been always beat Auburn.
Yeah.
But that's, in 2017, I lived through losing an Iron Bowl and winning a national championship. So we're in a different place in the world now with the playoffs. So to me, whatever would have secured a playoff spot for this team, and that was the win over Oklahoma. If Alabama had beaten Oklahoma, you'd be going into this Iron Bowl game, as bad as it sounds, for Alabama with nothing on the line, and except for bragging rights.
Yeah.
And that would have been a much better situation to be in. So that would be the answer. I would rather have an Oklahoma in my pocket right now.
Right. So you didn't have to worry about it.
That's right. You'd be locked into the playoffs right now. You'd be number 4 in the country with no way of falling out, regardless of what happened at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah, right. You're already locked in. I hate losing to them, but I agree. Hey, look, then it's not that much pressure if you kick a short field goal and a guy runs it back for a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
We're already in there, you know?
No, we were talking on the show this week. The early betting line when we talked to Todd Furman in Vegas yesterday was 5.5.
Wow.
Alabama. And if it's that close, Furman was like, that means the folks in Vegas are telling you it's going to be one you're going to have to sweat out all day long. Now, hopefully you get out there in a cold day at Jordan-Hare Stadium and you play your A game and it's not that tight. But the folks in Vegas, at least as of yesterday, thought it was going to be a 5.5 point spread, which means it'll be a tough afternoon all day long for Alabama.
Jim, always great to talk to you. A big fan. Tell everybody how they can catch. I know you get up there Monday. You do a show before your show. So just kind of tell everybody about that. And again, man, thanks to see you, brother. Yeah,
we do Monday Morning Live with Tom Luganville. We'll do, I think it starts at 8 a.m. Central Time on this same platform on the next round. And then, of course, the normal show that you know about, 9 to 12. So enjoy the rest of your callers today. And I'm going to go see if Oregon can hold on and beat USC, which is going to help Alabama out a little bit too. Because you don't need 4 Big Ten teams in the mix. So you need Oregon to win out and Ohio State and Indiana to win out. You want just 3 Big Ten teams. I'm going to be cheering for Georgia Tech tonight, and you want Georgia Tech to win on out and see what happens. And maybe Miami doesn't sneak in there. But I think what will happen if Alabama beats Auburn next week, going into the SEC championship game, I think you'll see Alabama bounce back ahead of Notre Dame before we get to Selection Sunday. So it should be all pretty good going to Atlanta if you can get the win at Auburn.
All right, thanks, Jim. Hey, don't forget, guys, the next round every day, and Jim Dunaway part of that, and then obviously he's on 8 o'clock on Monday for you guys. Gets to work early to give you guys that early Monday fix for college football. We'll talk to you next time, man. Thank you.
All right, see you, man.
Hey, roll tide. All right, there's Jim. Jim's one of the greats of Alabama broadcasting. You guys know that, and I appreciate him coming on. And then again, I love their show. I think they have the best show in the state. All right, let me go right back to the phone lines again, just because I love the fact that you guys are holding on to talk. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Mick, roll tide, man. Stan from the Ham.
Stan, man. I love you, Stan. You come and you hang out with us at Innisfree. You're part of our crew at this point, man. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Mick. Hey, I hate that I missed yesterday. I had a late start to my day, and then the weather was kind of crappy, and I just didn't make it down there. I wanted to, had planned to, but just didn't happen.
Well, Stan, I'm going to tell you this: a lot of people missed the show, and we had a sparse crowd, and you guys hurt Coker's feelings. I'm just kidding.
Well, listen,
we expected that. We had one Eastern Illinois fan that came up to us and was like, "Hey, just tell all your fans that we appreciate y'all playing us. Please play us again." I'm like, okay, well, maybe we will. I don't schedule. I just talk about it.
Oh, I know. Well, Mick, hey, I could tell. I was listening to you live yesterday on YouTube. And I could tell by the lack of background noise that there wasn't very many people there. But
when you play these games, Stan, nobody's going to show up for this crap. I mean, you know what I mean? And I think Bama needed one of these games. It just would have been, and look, I'm fine with it for the Auburn week, where you can kind of catch your breath. But we've played a gauntlet, man. It's like we've been doing this, this, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're down here with the game, and then we got to come back up here. So I hope we got rested and we're ready to go next week.
Hey, we needed this breather, Mick. Nobody has gone through the gauntlet stretch. Certainly not Notre Dame.
No.
Like we have. That's for sure.
You mean that week?
Hey, by the way,
that week shit they're playing? Come on, man. They playing at Missouri and at South Carolina. Like even the easy games are tough. Like we haven't had any of these games. Like,
That's right.
Like Notre Dame schedules their own schedule, so like they don't have a conference gift. They just pick like we'll play this one here. We're gonna play 3 easy ones. We'll play this tough one. We'll play these 3 easy ones. And then I love the committee, even though I think the committee's just doing this just to like basically keep everyone on the edge of their seat. But you can't compare Notre Dame's schedule to us. They lost to the team. Like they lost to the team that, that hadn't played anybody in our conference. Like, look, I get it. Texas A&M's undefeated. Texas A&M's played all the bottom feeders. They didn't go to Georgia and win there. They haven't played anybody tough. I mean, they've played a bunch of lower teams, and like in Notre Dame, you lost to them. Like it's honestly like the playoff committee stuff. Just ridiculous, man.
Well, Mick, I decided after last week or after this Tuesday, the committee is just a big suck for Notre Dame. That's all they are. And I'm so disappointed. I thought this year with Ivan Maisel being on the committee that he would bring some common sense, but evidently, I don't know if they won't let him speak or what, but I'm disappointed. I'm real disappointed in him. Like I said, it's awful. But Mick, hey, by the way, I know a lot of people didn't get to watch the game today, because of SEC Plus network.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found, and I've seen this before, the next time, I know Alabama doesn't have too many of these, but the next time it happens and they're not on regular TV, if you go to YouTube, there's usually like 2 different channels that are broadcasting the game. And what I did, I had the radio broadcast on with Chris and them.
How'd they do?
But they were the TV. Good. It was real good. A lot of good insight from Tyler and Tyler Watts. Yeah. I like him.
I'm friends with those guys. I saw Chris last week at the hotel, the team hotel, or we stayed at the same hotel, so I saw him. I love Chris.
But me too. The TV broadcast was about about a full play behind the radio broadcast.
Right.
But at least you got to see it, if you're on YouTube. But Mick, this field goal kicker, what he's got to do, I said it last week, DeBoer has got to use a
Jim made me feel like Jim made me feel like me and the 87,000 fans of Alabama and you, Stan, we're psyching this kid out.
Yeah,
because I said last week
Talky's going to raise. Talky's going to raise hell at his snapper. Hey, Talky's going to raise hell at his snapper, and Talky's 11 for 18.
Hey, how about did any of you guys watch the show with Coker and me? And Coker was like, because Coker's always so nice, and he, in a nice way, he called him a hot-headed kicker. It made me laugh so hard. He didn't really say it, but he kind of said it, and I'm like, well, look, don't look at me, because I'm not a fan right now. I'm just a fan of you kicking the ball through the uprights, Stan. I don't care. Don't blame the snap and the holder. You just kick it through the uprights, and you handle all that shit before you get up there and do it. Because you're going to cost us.
Hey, Mick, for all of those that say that Talty didn't cost us the game, I know one thing. Oklahoma won by 2. If Talty would have made the kick, we would have won the game.
Thank you, Stan. Because you know what? That's the same sentiment I had last week. Like, watching you shank another damn kick, and we lose by 2, and it's a 3-point kick, and these guys can't move the ball up the field. I always feel bad because I used to always think, well, you know what? They're not like real, they're amateurs, but these guys aren't amateurs. So all of them getting paid now. So you're open to criticism.
Yeah,
once you start taking that money, and you're the worst damn kicker we've had
They ought to be able to take
the last one. Can somebody tell me the last time we had a shitty kicker like this? Can you tell me, Stan? I don't know. I don't even know.
Was it Bullibus? But he's not as bad as Talty.
I mean, Talty's
hey,
like.
Do you remember the one? You remember the one Talty missed in Atlanta? Do you remember the awful one that he missed in Atlanta, Talty?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we still
I
made
was
it
sitting
happen.
here in my den watching that game. Yeah, I was sitting here watching that game in my den in Birmingham. That ball was so bad it would crash through my window and landed in my den.
Hey, did you hear what I said to Shank? So I'm doing a show on Bama Tailgate channel, my channel.
Yeah, and Shank said that's disrespecting his brand.
I said, okay, Shank. I said, there's 3 Shanks. There's the ones that you make in prison, the ones that come from a piece of a ham, and then this guy's kicks. But look, hey, if he kicks a couple field goals against Auburn and we win, I have the right to change my opinion. You know what I mean? I may like him. Like, I'm not saying that you're out forever. I'm just saying that you're out right now until you start making some kicks. Is that fair?
These guys, absolutely. These guys making this money, they ought to be able to withstand a little criticism.
Yeah, they can handle it.
But Mick, listen, what do you think about next week? I'm really nervous. I think this is what I think. Alabama done that. If they go in there timid and Jordan Hare, it's going to be bad news. Alabama ought to go down there and act like they're the big bully on the block and take care of business from the get-go. Yeah. Enough of this 3-and-out crap at the beginning of the ball game. But
you know what I think? You want me to really tell you what I think, Stan? You want me to give you my true opinion?
One other thing, Nick. Yeah, but one more thing, Nick. I wish somebody, and I said this last week, I wish somebody could get face-to-face with Kalen DeBoer and say, Coach, look, I know you've been told a lot of things about Auburn, but you really have no idea what you're about to get into. If you go down there, it's like Nick Saban said, you've got to withstand the shitstorm when you go down there. And if you can do that, you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. But if Alabama goes in there timid, it may be bad news, Mick. It may be bad news.
All right, I'm going to tell you.
Alabama will be on the way to another 9-4.
No,
because they'll end up going to some.
Don't tell me
they'll go to some shitty bowl game and
the
nobody will want to play.
You don't want to go see us in the Cheez-It Bowl. All right, Stan, you make some great points. I got to comment on a couple. First off, you said, what do I think's going to happen next week? I think we're going to go down there.
I want to hear.
All right, earmuffs for the kids. We're going to go down there and whoop their ass. They're not that good. And they're owed an ass whooping from us. Like, we've had much better teams that barely win down there. I think we're going to go down there, and this is going to be one of those games where we're focused and we take care of business. We're way better than them. Block, score touchdowns, put them behind, and beat them. I think that's what's going to happen. Saban, the problem I had with Saban when he first came, and I remember him saying this, he's like, we're going to take every game like this is just another game. You remember he was saying that? And we got to play Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't understand it. And then afterwards, he understood it. Like, I feel like Kalen DeBoer understands it. Like, I don't think that, because that was part of Saban's, kind of his mechanism, right? Like, this is who we are. We're going to go down there. We're going to do this. But, with Kalen DeBoer, I think he understands the importance. The team understands the importance of this one. Auburn doesn't have a coach. They're not hiring DJ Durkin to be their coach. He can win the game. He can lose the game. He's not getting the job. We're better. And when you look back at the Iron Bowls, the better team normally wins, like pretty much every time. We just can't turn the ball over like we did against Oklahoma. But I don't think we're going to do that. And my thing to Jim was like, I want to beat Oklahoma, but look, if we beat Auburn and we get to the SEC championship game, nothing changes. I'm fine with that because I don't want to lose to Auburn and beat Oklahoma and have to hear these guys for a whole year. I just don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I feel.
You're exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right. We are way better than Auburn, but you can watch Oklahoma play. Alabama's much better than Oklahoma, but when you leave the ball laying on the ground, fumbling kickoff, or punt returns, interceptions. I mean, you give them 17 points off of turnovers. We lose by 2. Alabama's got to be on it. Alabama's got to be on it next week.
Yep. No,
That's
you're
it.
exactly right, man.
But, yeah, we're much better than them.
Yeah. We just got to take care of business. I'm watching these games right now. I'm watching Vanderbilt whoop Kentucky. It's interesting to see a Vanderbilt team that is a win away from going to play Tennessee to mean something. We're going down there, and it means a lot to us. Where's Lane Kiffin going to end up? I mean, there's so many questions right now about kind of where things are going to go. But at the end of the day, for us, it's just, how motivated are we going to be to go down and take care of the business we got to take care of against Auburn, and we just got to go do it.
Don't go down there timid. Go in there ready to kick their ass, and I know we're capable of doing it. Nick, I want to ask you one other thing, your opinion on something. Okay, say we win at Auburn. We go to the SEC championship game. First, I'd rather play A&M than Georgia.
Right.
I don't know how
you
that's
don't want
going
to
to
beat
work
Georgia
out.
again?
But if it was well, I do, but I just don't. A&M's played the lower half of the league.
I agree. I know. I agree.
That's yeah. So if Alabama goes to Atlanta and loses the SEC championship, is this committee going to screw us out of the playoff?
Man, I don't know. I have no. You're asking the wrong guy on the committee. I think these guys are a bunch of doofuses. I mean, I don't know. The fact that they put Notre Dame ahead of us, I'm like, okay, so you guys put Notre Dame ahead of us. And Notre Dame has one good win. I know the Florida State loss sucks. It's hard to argue with that, with the way that their schedule, what they've turned out to be. But we won 4 really quality games. We've played one of the toughest schedules in the league, and then we lost to a team that's really good by 2 points. I don't know. I mean, I think you just gotta you gotta do it week by week. Some other losses might happen, but if we lost to in the SEC championship game in a close game and we got left out, I'd probably be as pissed off as I was last year when they put SMU in over us. Didn't have any wins.
Yeah. That's what scares me about it, Nick, is what they did to Alabama this week, putting Notre Dame ahead of us.
Right.
And if we lose the SEC championship game, it worries me what that committee is going to do.
Yep.
That's what sucks about it. But that's it, Nick. Hey, I was glad to see the offensive line having a little bit of fun today, especially late in the game.
Yep.
When we scored that last touchdown.
Yep.
Our offensive line was really celebrating. I like that.
They beat those guys. I mean, they beat them into the ground, man. The offensive line had a great day. If all the defensive lines they were facing were as bad as these guys, you know what I mean? Like we beat them like they deserve to be beat. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. Well, at least we went in there and did it. At least we weren't hung over from last week. It doesn't look like.
Not at all.
So, although Ryan Williams drops another pass.
Yes, I know. What are you going to do, though?
What's he going to be next week at Auburn? Just a decoy?
He'll probably catch 8 balls for 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, you can't predict this, Stan. Like he's, I
hope he does.
I think he shows up for a lot of the big games. When he gets going early, he's really good. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but yeah, I mean, I would love for him to be a little bit more, a little more reliable on those passes.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Okay, Nick. Hey, I'll go and let somebody else in here, and man, we'll be with you next week. That's for sure.
All right, roll tide, brother. Take care. Thank you. That's Stan from the Ham. Who's this? And where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Nick? This is Mike from Kentucky. You remember me?
Yeah, what's up, dude? How's life treating you? You doing some bourbon tonight?
Oh, man. No, man. I quit the hard stuff. I told you. I wound up at the Carroll County Correctional Facility last time I drank the hard stuff.
You went to college. That's what they call it where I'm from.
Yeah.
But you're back on track
strapped
now.
to a chair. Yeah, I'm all right. I still drink a beer or two every now and then.
Well, Mike, can I tell you that nobody's going to say anything to you while I'm watching Vanderbilt whoop the shit out of Kentucky right now. It's 24-3. So nobody's saying anything to you in your town about football. They're probably already in the basketball mode.
Oh, yeah, they've been in basketball. They stay in basketball
Do
mode
they?
around here, bro.
Do they like the fact that
Yeah.
we've played like all these top 10 teams and we've beaten a couple of them? Ask them what that's
I
like.
really don't discuss it that much.
No,
Be honest with you.
just tell them that Nate Oates is
it.
better than what they got. Now, I know they got a good coach too. I'm not saying that, but Bama's got some Bama can basketball too. Not that this is a basketball show, but it is nice when you're watching you playing a top 10 team and we win.
And they beat St. John's, and then they beat Illinois. And we got some hoops now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Went up there and beat them too, man. Do you remember Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
We went up there at the United Center where old Mike
at Fort Bragg.
Yeah, where Mike and the boys used to play, and we beat them.
Yeah, I was in the 82nd Airborne
So
when
was
he
my
played
dad.
college for North Carolina.
Really? My dad was too, man.
Really?
Yeah, Fayetteville.
I'll be.
Gillespie, remember Gillespie Street? Wasn't
I was
named
in the-
after us, but it should have been. Oh, Phil Gillespie. Shout
Well,
out
there
to
was
my dad.
Ardennes. I remember that. 82nd's on Ardennes.
Yeah, but you know where I mean.
The
Like you come
division.
in on Gillespie. Yeah, I heard about it a lot when I was a kid, and then I actually went down there and watched those guys jump out of planes, and because my dad used to do that. And what was crazy, and I know we'll talk some football, Mike, but what was crazy to me is that when they practice jumping out of planes. Those planes aren't that far off the ground. Did you do that?
Well, combat altitude, they'll drop in about 800 feet, but they don't hardly do that in training. I think about 1,200 is the lowest I ever jumped in the training jump.
Really? It looks low.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thanks for your
You
service,
ain't
brother.
got, but yeah, you're on the ground in about. All right, no problem, brother. Hey, let's talk some ball. Man, what we gonna do with Ty Simpson, brother?
Man, I'll tell you what.
He's a turnover machine now, man. That ain't good, man.
Yeah, threw an interception.
Back in the day, Jaron Reed and Ashawn Robinson corner him in the locker room. They'd
They
cure
might have.
that.
They
Give him a prayer meeting.
they.
I guarantee
You're
you they
right.
would have.
You're right, man.
They self-policed in them days, but it's a different culture now.
I got a few guys I work with.
You know, I couldn't even hardly watch this game, man.
We got to the strip
I was
sacks
cleaning
got to
deer head
stop.
most
The
of the-
interceptions got to stop. You know, we got to hit home runs in the run game so that they respect it a little bit. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm all in on an AK Deer attack because the other guys aren't hitting the home runs. You know, like I read the comments. Some of you guys are like, "Oh, Jam hadn't been that good since Missouri." I'm sorry, man. He just hasn't. You know, Daniel Hill's really good,
the
but
concussion.
yeah, but AK Deer is like,
You know, he got
he's
hurt twice.
He's a damn home run hitter. Like he just is. Now I don't, and like Jim said, Jim's exactly right. I don't know what his other game is. Is he able to block? Is he able to do the other shit that goes along with the job? I hope so. Because we need somebody that's when you hand them the damn ball, they're going to do something with it, right? Because the turnovers are getting to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
What he rushed for today?
How
how much did he get today, yardage?
Yeah, let me pull it up for all you guys, not just you, but let me pull it up for everybody. AK Deer, 9 carries, 45 yards, 2 tutties. His long was a 13. And Jam Miller had 11 carries, 62 yards, and 1 tutty. And a long of 24. So, you know, Hill only with 2 yards, 14.
Truth, you know who I think our best running back is?
Who's that?
You know who I think our best running back is? The guy that'll stick his nose in the hole and make one. Young.
Yeah, Richard Young. Yeah.
I think Richard Young is our best running back, man. I just don't think he's had the opportunity. I think he just looks more like a grown man than the rest of them to me.
Right.
And I like the way he runs. He runs north and south. He don't try to, sometimes you got to wait for a hole, but dude, as long as the linemen are engaged, he'll make his own hole. Yeah. I just like his running style, man. He goes forward. I think he's our best running back.
Well, we've been blaming the offensive line, Mike, and
don't agree, but
well, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm just a guy here talking with you guys about football. Like when I hear Ryan Grubb say, "Hey, we made holes and they didn't hit them," and then I talked to Mike Johnson on my channel, and he's like, guy played offensive line in the NFL. He's a 2-time All-American at Bama, won a national championship, and he's like, these guys they're not maximizing the runs. I'm like, guess what? We're not maximizing our runs. I mean, like, I see that.
They weren't.
And we may be able to get through next week that way, but we're not going to win a national championship unless somebody in the run game gets hot. Right?
Let me tell you something about Auburn, brother. Nobody's been hosed by the refs worse than Auburn this year.
Yeah, they have.
They could have got Oklahoma. They should have went up 17-0 on Georgia. They have had the worst luck with the umps, man. Referees are like politicians, brother, in my book. They're both crooked as hell. Nobody does anything about either one of them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Auburn's a better team than their record. They can get us. Don't think they can't.
No, I agree.
Auburn can get us. We better bring it. They're better than their record. And the plus, it's the Iron Bowl. It don't matter. Record, throw the record in the damn garbage can.
Yeah. We better be ready.
Brother, I'm going to let somebody else get on. I mean, like I say, I couldn't even really watch this game. We could have beat them boys 135-0. It wasn't going to move the needle. So I just couldn't really watch it, man. I've been skinning deer heads all day.
Have you? I'll tell Coker that because that's what he wants. He likes doing that, Coker likes to get out there and hunt.
For him for free.
Yeah. Do you taxidermy?
If he'll bring it up here, I'll do it for free, brother. You got my number, give it to him.
I will, because he was telling me what he planned on doing. Like we were at Pearl River all week, doing this commercial. And then we did our show on Friday. And then I talked to him on the ride home yesterday, and he was like, that's what he wants to do. He's like, we're not going to hear a whole lot from him.
I'll tell you what, I got a couple of good friends that have some prime Kentucky hardwood big buck hunting territory. If I can get Coker in, I'll get him in. How about that?
Yeah, he'd love that.
He'll call me for sure now.
I'm like I'm his agent.
Yeah, like, I'm talking,
I'm the Jerry Maguire to Coker when it comes to this. Like, we'll get him hooked up, get me some deer jerky for my commission. But yeah, man, I mean, like but we used to have more of these games on the schedule, man. It's like this one, we needed this about 3 or 4 weeks ago to take a breath, But I look, if it means that we take care of business against Auburn, I'm fine with that. But I mean, like the Eastern Illinois fans came up to us at yesterday's show at Innisfree in Tuscaloosa, and they were like, "Hey, man, thank you for playing us. Let everybody know I'm not trying to change college football, but it's just changing. Like you're adding another conference game. We played Florida State and Wisconsin this year. We don't have these games anymore. Like we just don't. Like,
I'll tell you who you need to have on your show.
Who's that?
I'll tell you who you need to have on your show, man. I listened to one of his podcasts about a 9-game season. This dude has got it figured out, man. You've heard of him, Uncle Lou.
I have heard of Uncle Lou. He wants a 9-game schedule. Dude,
he's a smart cat, man. He's a smart cat. And the way he explained the 9-game season, it's like right now we got teams that might play each other once every 10 years.
Right.
I mean, I can't remember the whole spiel, but it made perfect sense, man. Get a hold of Uncle Lou, man. You can find him on Patreon and get his input into the 9-game season, man. He makes it sound like a good thing.
Yeah, I will. And I'm open-minded. I love hearing people's opinions. I mean, I might not always agree.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart cat.
But I love the back and forth. Jim was on I think Jim's awesome. I mean, he's one of the OGs in Bama broadcasting, and man, genuinely nothing but respect for him. He's a lot more positive about Talty than me. It doesn't mean I don't love him or Talty, but it just means that you better make your damn kicks because we're coming at you if you don't. I've been through this.
I got you.
When we lost to Tom Brady in the damn Orange Bowl because Fluchner missed an extra point, I haven't forgotten that, man. That was the year 2000. That just shows you how long I've been rolling here. Let me show you something. Did you watch wrestling at all?
Yeah.
Mike, did you like wrestling, Mike? Did you
Not really, but I do. I got a couple of favorites here and there. I'm old school when it comes to wrestling.
You remember the
guys like Dusty Rhodes?
Oh yeah, the American
Macho,
Dream, Macho Man. Do you remember a guy named
those guys were
Hulk Hogan? You remember Hulk Hogan? Do you remember
oh yeah,
Big Sexy and Big Sexy, not Big Sexy Elmo, but Big Sexy Kevin Nash and the what was it? The Wolf Pack, Scott Hall. So that was this license plate right here.
Really wasn't into it that much.
Well, you should have been. This is my license plate when I was in college. NWO for life. Right, riding around campus at Alabama.
There you go.
I guess it says something about.
I tell you, to me, the guy that could take a beating better than anybody was Mankind.
I liked him too.
That dude could take a beating, brother. That time, Undertaker bounced him off the stage right into the hole.
Oh,
that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he bounced and went in the grave. I'm like, damn, that was cool.
I like anybody named Mick that made something out of themselves. Well, Mike, great to hear from you,
man,
brother.
I bet there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to get on, man. I'm going to quit rambling.
All right,
roll dead gum tide, brother.
Roll tide, brother, and hang in there in Kentucky. You're not going to have anything to worry about, though, because they got their own problems right now. All right, look, let's take a look at the stats because I haven't had a chance to do that yet with you guys. But let me throw them up on the camera here. Thank you to ESPN. So here are the final stats: 56-0. Bama consistently 14 points, first, second, third, and fourth quarter. Quarterback wise, we got to see all three guys today. Ty Simpson, 11 of 16. 147 yards and 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, right? I think I said 2 touchdowns, no INTs. I was wrong. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Keelan Russell, 7 of 9, 78 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Man, I like seeing him in the game. Austin Mack came in, moved the ball, 5 of 5, 45 yards. Rushing wise for Bama, you had Jam Miller, 11 carries, 62 yards, a tutty. You had A.K. Deer, 9 carries, 45 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kevin Riley had 8 carries, 36 yards, 2 touchdowns. Austin Mack ran twice for 26 yards and a touchdown at quarterback. Good to see Dre Washington get in the game. 5 carries, 23 yards. You had Ty Simpson with a couple of carries. Richard Young, 4 carries, 16 yards. He had got in the end zone. You had Keelan Russell for 2 carries, 16 yards. Daniel Hill had a couple carries for 14 yards. He got it in the end zone as well. It's pretty good to see those guys. Some other dudes got the carry too. And then receiving-wise, look, man, Jalen Mbakwe. I haven't seen him in the stats, but 2 catches, 39 yards. He almost scored a touchdown on one of them, and I was like, oh, okay. When he caught the ball, I was like, oh, I mean, I've been waiting for this. Kevin Riley out of the backfield, 3 catches, 37 yards. One of the things you love about him, Marshall Pritchard had 4 catches, 33 yards. Caleb Edwards had a catch for 30 yards. Isaiah Horton, 2 catches, 29 yards. It really felt like Bama kind of dialed it down with some of the starters. Ryan Williams talked about the drop, but he had a catch for 25 yards. Cole Adams, 2 catches, 23 yards. Brody Dalton had 3 catches for 22 yards. A.K. Deer, a couple catches for 12. Rico Scott caught a ball. Latsier Brooks, 1 catch, but it was a negative catch. On the defensive side of things, Bray Hubbard, 4 tackles, 2 solos, a sack. And you had, and basically, Luke Metz, a guy that I'm really looking forward to what he's going to be in the future. 4 tackles, 2 solos. And a lot of guys that don't get to play a whole lot. Sabian Brown had 2 tackles, and a tackle and a half for a loss. Not that he doesn't get to play a lot, but I mean, just like, this is what this game is, man. This is what these games do, is that they give you an opportunity to get a lot of guys in the game that don't necessarily get the opportunity to play a whole lot. And I think that's kind of why we like these games, right? Is that you get these guys in the game and you see what they're all about. So big game for Bama coming up next week. This was a tune-up. And look, everything's riding on what happens next week against the Auburn Tigers, man. I mean, like, really. Like, and rightly so. I mean, it seems like the season always comes down to this game. Let me check out your chats. I want to start here. Appreciate the super chats. Cody Stevens, man, thank you so much. $5 super chat. Ty's turnovers have increased. Yeah, he's got to cut this. This was the thing that we loved about him at the beginning of the season. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. Starting to turn the ball over, that's got to change. You're exactly right. Like, that's got to stop, and we all know that. Here we go. We don't need any more doo-doo in the shoes in the locker room. You're exactly right. We don't need anybody getting mad on the team because you're missing all your kicks and dropping deuces in your shoes. Like, we need you to make the kicks. I agree with you. Here's another one, and this is something I was going to ask Jim about, and honestly, we just kind of got off topic, but if Bama's head coach leaves for Penn State, I don't blame him, because Bama fans will turn on you in a second. I don't think that's the case, man. Like, I hear what you're saying, but that's not it. Bama fans are really loyal. But the way that college football works now is that it's win now because you're getting paid a mint. My problem with the whole Penn State thing is, it's like, look, you haven't won anything yet. Like, win something and then get your agent to start pushing for an extension. Don't start asking me after you blew it against Oklahoma that you won an extension. Like, do it after you won the SEC championship and you're going to the national championship. Like, or win the national championship, then go back and try to get an extension. Like, I'm on the Grubb train, man. I'm on the DeBoer train. I like both of those guys. Honestly, Caden Womack's been killing it too. But now's not the time, to me, to be asking for, a raise and an extension and all that stuff. Like, it's after the season's over when you put it down and you have success, So that's kind of been one of the things that's irritated me the most about all of that. And then I see Lane Kiffin, and I know he's like, kind of, on the verge of a huge contract, and whether that's at LSU, Ole Miss, or Florida, wherever he's going to go. I kind of believe it's going to be Florida, but all of a sudden the momentum's at LSU now. I don't think he's going to stay at Ole Miss, but I mean, do it after you achieved it. I think that's the only thing, and look, this is what Kenny said. If he goes, hire Grubb as the head coach. These guys, they all want security. They all want more money. And I guess that's all of us in all of our careers. And I hear that. But at the end of the day, like, I just think results matter. But I'm on the DeBoer, train 100%. So anyway, look, guys, thank you for hanging. As always, this wasn't a marquee matchup. We'll be with you after the Iron Bowl next week. Thank you to Jim Dunaway for jumping on with us. Check out the next round. Best show in the state. And whether you're here or not, you want Alabama coverage. Those guys kill it. On the next round, I think that, and I've told you guys this, like, you ask me why I'm here. I'm here because those are the guys I want to be around. Lance, Ryan, and Jim. I love being part of that. So does Jake. And I think they do a fantastic job. It's awesome watching their show every day and having them on here and being on their platform. So like, subscribe, thumbs up, do all those things. Appreciate you guys. And again, let me tell you that we don't do this without the help of some great sponsors. And one of those are the gang at Patriot Roofing and Builders. Those guys take great care of you. I mean, you're talking about being able to put a roof on your house that you can rely on. When you call, they answer. Birmingham area, surrounding areas, you call those guys, they're gonna be there for you. And just having, and Jake Coker will tell you the same thing. We've kind of done some work on our houses lately. Just having guys that you can count on and trust means a whole lot. And those guys at Patriot Roofing and Builders can do everything from doing your roof to rebuilding your entire house. So make sure that you check those guys out and know that we wouldn't be here without them, and we appreciate those guys so much, and I know that you guys will as too. So check that out. I love that roof, by the way. There's so many different options now for what you want your roof to look like. And when you live down here on the coast, those hurricanes come, you got to have the roof that's going to make sure that it holds up in the bad weather. Now, the other guys, my man Keith at Residence Inn by Marriott, Ocean City, Maryland. You're talking about back-to-back coastal style hotel of the year. This is where we used to go when I was growing up. You go down there, you hit the boardwalk, you do the Green Turtle, which, by the way, he sent us some Green Turtle swag, secrets. They got fishing tournaments, they got music venue, music concerts and all that stuff there. It's really fantastic, and the hotel's awesome. The Next Round did their show there. They loved it. And I know that if you guys go check it out, you're going to love it as well. And then the other thing is, like, when you're in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, you're like, hey, I feel like now's the time to put my money down on Bama. You need to go to the Timeout Sports Lounge, Vegas-style sportsbook right there at Pearl River Resort at Golden Moon Casino. We just got back from there filming our next commercial. So you guys are going to love it. And look, I put this up, and Coker was like, I don't really know Dee Snider. I don't know Twisted Sister. I don't know Firehouse. I don't know Lita Ford. And I'm like, you don't know music, man. These guys kill it. I mean, I Want to Rock. I mean, that's like one of the classic songs ever. They're going to be there December 27th. You got all this family stuff going on. You're like, I need to get out. Give that uncle tickets to this concert. You get yourself one. Go with them and have a great time over at Pearl River Resort. Lita Ford did the song with Ozzy, the late great Ozzy Osbourne. Firehouse. A friend of mine's like, hey, I ran in the Firehouse when they were at the McFarland Mall one time. It's just, way back in the day. But we appreciate, obviously our connection with Pearl River Resort. Here's Jay Coker to tell you about it. Roll Tide, everybody.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.